We have got ourselves a 3 versus 3 match. I am playing as Cutter. I am joking. Colony. And we have our teammate Orange as Cutter. And we do have a red Covey who I forgot who they are playing as. I think Atriox. We will find out. And we have got ourselves another back to back to back to back generator first build. And here we go. We're going to get the skitter attack right away. We're going to grab resources around the map and focus on the supplies in order to try and get ourselves another gen. There we go. It is Atriox, and we're going to get a Vortis, a Yap Yap, and a Serena. And we're going with the simple build order, gen first, and we're going to get gen for our fourth building as well, which means we're probably going to go with an early leader. So we'll see how that turns out. And I have a little surprise. I have something going on the side, which is trying to see if I can get some commentary games. If we can, then you guys are going to be in for some treat for this week. If not, well, you know, I tried. So we're going to grab the mini base before we actually get ourselves our our second gen. And that's because Yap Yap showed up. So since Yap Yap tried showing up to take my mini, I need to stop that right away. And so I went to go ahead and build a supply pad and a mini base in order to go ahead and compensate that, which means we'll get ourselves a gen in a few seconds over here. And Red was able to grab their mini before Yap Yap went about and showed up trying to steal it. And so second gen is being made. We have enough power to do so, and there's that war console. So our hero will be coming out a little bit late, but we will at least be able to pump him out once we get that gen upgraded as a whole. We're looking good in the supply game, which means we can start producing skitters whenever we would like. We're going to go ahead and send a grunt to see if we can get the power at the bottom, but it looks like there's already a marine stealing our own power, which is quite embarrassing. We were slacking in that regards because we got distracted from the Yap Yap. So skitter production is continuing. We're going to at least take out this marine that ended up taking the power from us. And skitter production is going to start, and hero will be coming out as well. And it does look like we're going to save our point for now. It may be engineer swarm, or sometimes I do like to go vehicle symbiosis, but in this case it does look like we are going to go with engineering swarm. We're holding on to it still. We don't entirely know what we're going to do, but we're going to probably go that route. And so we have 3 skitters queued up, and I wonder if we even have our hero being made. This is kind of interesting. Okay, our hero is being made. We have taunt coming out, and now we can go ahead and bring our hero and skitter together to increase that range, damage, and health coming into our colony. And we're going to immediately work on our garrison, mainly because they got that extra vision and we don't want that to happen. And then we're going to put our own grunts in there as well, so we can go ahead and take that back. And so Serena did throw down their ice barrier, which will be a slight annoyance, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. And Red is now going for a second base. So it's going to be interesting if there's going to be any type of rush. Not really a rush, but any early game aggression. And so we're going to go ourselves a third generator. So we're really going to focus on the power game. We self-destructed our armory, and I guess we're going to go ahead and start working towards Tech 2 with what we've got. Continue skitter production, but are we going to have the skitters attached to anything, or are we just going to have it chilling? And so I get the concept here. We went and self-destructed one supply pad so we can build the generator at our base because it's safer than having it on the mini base. And so it's not a bad idea, but definitely it could have, I feel like we could have at least put it on the mini base. That mini base would have been able to defend, I think, but we'll find out. Orange is grabbing a second base if we look at the mini map, and Red is having their engagement on that left hand side against Orange. And so more units are being made right now. And so now we have Yap Yap also trying to pressure Red over here, but Isabel used her hologram to go ahead and at least produce a lot of copies of units to help throw Yap Yap off. And so that means I'm going to go ahead and try and push on this right hand side, but unfortunately you already see some Marines that are already putting some good damage on my colony. And when I mean by good damage, it's just tickle damage. And a lovely mind also showed up which is quite unfortunate because the grunts ended up taking some damage from that. But we're still going to at least get rid of this Vet 3 little cannon fodder that they got going on. And here we go. You have red already showing up, green already showing up with some air units. And so that's going to be my cue to get ourselves a foundry up. We are also going to get a hunter brand, which we are going to go ahead and use. But this is going to be a slight problem because I don't think we have a proper response that we want. And so I'm going to have to try and start focusing this down with the colony to try and take out as many as we can, because these frost ravens will prove to be a little bit of a problem. But if we're able to reduce the frost ravens some more, we will be in a better position. And so we're just trying to focus it down. And we got rid of a second one, which is nice. We're working on a third one. The skitters on the ground is doing a relatively nice, but our colony is still taking a lot of damage over here. We don't have Siphon Overcharge, but Atriox Burox goes down to give it a little bit more of a heal. But it doesn't look like this colony is going to be doing well, especially with Serena and her Ice Hero. And so we're going to end up losing that hero, unfortunately. And now we're going to have to start retreating. Fortunately, it is something that we will be able to counter relatively easily as long as we get a good army comp. But for now, we're going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage, and Yap Yap is still putting some pressure onto Red's mini base. And so it's going to be interesting if they'll be able to defend that. I believe they will be able to. Yep, Atriox pulls them off. And we do have some Forge Hogs that are going to Warthogs that are going to be able to clean up the rest. So they were able to hold off light blue and dark blue on that side of the map, and so it's going to be my responsibility to go ahead and deal with the Serena. I understand why I'm making grunts, because my grunts will go ahead and try and deal with the frost ravens, but I do think the supply could have been spent a little bit better. And so second base is starting to be established by the Serena over here, but we're going to use our Reavers to at least be able to keep some pressure going right now, where we can at least take out some of these frost ravens. And then once our hero comes in, we'll be able to do some good damage. We do have some locusts in production, and we're going to keep our skitter production before we go ahead and go with the upgrade. And it does look like we are at least going to take a decent engagement here. There's a lot of infantry, but with the skitters and our reavers, we're going to be able to hold this back. I just got tongue-tied. Nice. And so let's get back to this game over here. Colony's still chilling at our main base for whatever reason. You have yourself a huge attack that's happening on the left-hand side that we will unfortunately not be able to see, because 343 Industries does not have replay system in this game, nor will they ever put it in this game. But I will still hope and dream. And so finally, we're going to have some units start to slowly come over to this right hand side of the map to keep that pressure going, and red was able to shift over to help push back light blue that was pressuring orange's base. And so now it's going to be just an interesting engagement, just trying to make sure that we can at least be able to pressure. We can fight Serena relatively well with what we've got. We just have to make sure we don't get caught in an awkward position. We will go ahead and put our locust in a good spot. We have ourselves a hunter brand that's going to come down, and it's going to be a very nice hunter brand at that. And so the hunter colony is still doing a great job here. We're going to get a second skitter with a locust attached to it, and we're going to have one more being made as we speak. And so right now colony is taking a little bit of damage, but it's nothing that's too detrimental right now. And we're still focusing down on the hero over there, which is fine. But now that we finally pushed that leader out back just a little bit, the colony will be able to use their Siphon Overcharge to go ahead and take out the remainder of these units over here. Still no skitter upgrade yet, but with at least what we have so far, we're going to be able to push them back. We have 3 locusts on the high ground to be able to take those units and base out. So we're winning this side of the lane. Dark Blue's having a very big push on red on their side of the map at mid. And so hopefully I'll be able to come in to help them in that direction. But for now, we're going to switch to double foundry. We're still on one base though, so that's a little bit concerning. And it does look like Yap Yap is going to try and shift over to have a better engagement against me. But I do have some Reavers that are going to at least get rid of the anti-air, which will be nice to see. And we do have a colony that can position themselves in a way that we can come in for a flank. And that's what it looks like we're going to try and do. So colony's working his way to try to cut off Dark Blue from being able to escape. We do have a teleport if need be. And here we go, we got ourselves the engagement. Reaver is here to take out that one Bashing that was there. And yes, Yap Yap does have a little bit of units, but it does look like we're going to be able to take that out. Skitterers are doing great, getting rid of the remainder of those reinforcements that are on those side. Why move for the Reaver to help save it? And now we're just going to keep on pushing. And so this is where it's going to get a little bit interesting, because Serena, with her ice that she has going on, is going to make it hard to capture that node. But with this high ground vision that we have, we can at least apply pressure and see if we can at least try and push the leader back, which we were able to. That's very nice to see. Engineering Swarm was popped to go ahead and try and keep that Locust alive and keep the pressure going. We're going to move our units closer to try and help out with the push that we have going on. And mind you, we don't even have Yoko level 1 yet, but we have ourselves a decent push. But Colony is starting to take a lot more damage than what I would like, and so we're going to go ahead and teleport Colony out and put him in the garrison, so then that way he can enjoy the extra defense bonus, as well as just getting that extra siphon to help them out. And so Colony is going to be chilling over there. There's definitely a bunch of grunts that are going to, heavy grunts that are just going to keep this pressure going, but we do have some elite rangers, and so we're going to be able to at least take that part out. And now if I start shifting correctly, we'll be able to help deal with this next phase of the push. And so things are looking pretty well right now. One base, Light Blue is going with a big attack on Orange's base, and so now it's going to be up to me to hold off on this 2v1 that's going to be occurring. And so we're going to try and position our Locust in a way where they can apply that damage. And our Colony is still doing a magnificent job over there as well. I don't have teleport, so a Cleansing Beam is going to come in, and it's going to be quite a painful one at that. Reavers with the Y moves are able to get out of there, but we did lose practically our whole mech army from that Cleansing Beam. Very well played on their part. And so now we're just going to try and hold off and defend this base to the best of our ability, but it's not really looking too good. So Colony's still doing great in that regards. It does look like they at least stopped their push, and we did ourselves a decent Hunter brand. We got ourselves a level 1 Hunter Colony, which is very nice to see. And now they just have to keep trying to apply that pressure. And there goes the Grunt Surprise Party, or whatever this ability is called. I don't play Yap Yap that often. And so they're going to get the boost from that. And our hero is slowly taking damage from snipers that are being made from the barracks. I would love to try and help them out there if possible. He's getting sieged and everything. And it does look like this base is not going to hold up much longer. I want to try and bring my Reavers in to help defend this, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to. So we're going to have to start working towards a full-scale retreat. Our Colony is doing great, but he's on the clock, and this base has now been destroyed. So I took him out in order to go ahead and try and deal with these snipers over here if possible. It looks like that sniper's going to try and get the high ground. Will we be able to stop it? We stopped the sniper from taking the garrison. So now we have ourselves a level 2 hero. Frozen, but level 2 hero nevertheless. So we're going to go ahead and teleport him out because we want to keep the level 2. And because of that, there was a very big push that was happening between red and orange, and they were able to go ahead and knock Light Blue out to quit the game. So it looks like this game is coming to a close. I felt like there was definitely more to happen on my side of the lane, especially since I was put to one base, but there was a whole other engagement that was going on that I wish I would have been able to show, but unfortunately, that was not the case. And so if we look at the result screen as a whole, once it shifts over, if it shifts over, 20 for 71 and 22 for 103 and 49 for 43. So our team was relatively extremely highly efficient. Yap Yap was not, but generated a lot of supplies, made a lot of units, and used a lot of leader abilities. And meanwhile, Vortis was also stuck to either one base play or just not really the right economy build as a whole. And their Serena did relatively even, at least in the economy side, but with army development side and engagements just did not work out for them. And so yeah, one base colony play. What could you say? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Skitters can take you a long way. Engineering Swarm can too. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give it a like, subscribe, or leave a comment what you think about it. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your day, and until the next commentary video, I'm out.